Hi there, my name is Michael Carroll. I'm the founder and the course director of the NLP Academy based in London. Welcome to this video, New Code NLP for Coaching Excellence. That's actually the name of a seminar that I'm going to be running with Dr. John Grinder, the co-creator of NLP and New Code NLP, and Carmen Bostic Clair, the co-creator of New Code NLP. You know, in the last 15 years, the coaching field has just grew and grew and grew with numerous courses on coaching. So many. It's actually a minefield out there for people when they want to choose what is the best coaching course for them. You know, and the standards in this field vary enormously because there is no regulation. You know, so you get very, very, very high quality courses, you know, and some which have the trainers still a little bit of development to do. But that's the rest of the field. I want to talk about our business, the NLP Academy, you know, and our experience, you know, in developing coaching courses, but also employing and teaming up with many coaches who work with the NLP Academy in helping other people break through their barriers to have brilliant lives. When I was working in the financial services industry, and I was looking for new ways to help my team develop and grow. You know, so when I learned NLP, I applied it with my own business, and it was just amazing. So much that I actually started this personal development company, which was the forerunner of the NLP Academy, as a hobby. It all began as a hobby. I began seeing coaching clients 2 to 3 days a week, sometimes up to 8 to 10 hours a day, different clients. And that is really where I developed my boot camp skills as a coach. You know, I was using classic NLP. It wasn't called coaching back then. I was using classic NLP to help people with all sorts of issues. And I really practiced and developed myself as a coach using classic NLP skills. Now, for those of you who are relatively new to NLP, classic NLP or classic Code NLP is the NLP that was originally co-created by John Grinder and Richard Bandler, started in the early 70s, went through to the late 80s. For us, we teach classic NLP and also New Code NLP, which is all the latest developments. Around about 1998, I went on a seminar led by John Grinder and Carmen Bostic Clair in London. You know, so I was already an NLP trainer by 1998. I'd done my practitioner, my master's, and my training, and I had already taught 2 NLP practitioner courses by that time. You know, so I was up and running. And you know what? I really thought I knew NLP. And then I went on this seminar, and John and Carmen started to share their amazing knowledge about New Code NLP. Now, I don't know if you've ever thought you really knew a subject, yeah? And sometimes actually thinking that you really know something is a limitation because it shuts the door for learning because you think you know it all. You know, but I did think I really knew NLP, but I was always open to new avenues, to new ways. And when John and Carmen shared New Code NLP, I thought, wow, this is just amazing. You know, and I got to get this technology, New Code NLP, out to the world to support John and Carmen, you know, with the new developments in finding audiences for this amazing technology. So John and Carmen and I become friends, and it was in 2001 when we started to do business together and formed a unique partnership. John, Carmen and I have been working together since 2001, which is 20 years, and 18 years of those have been co-training New Code NLP events. So you might be wondering, if you've been training New Code NLP events, what's new about New Code NLP? Great thing to wonder, and you've got an acute mind if you were thinking that. There's lots new about New Code NLP because it is consistently evolving and developing, you know, as John, Carmen and I continue to refine the patterning. You know, so this is an ongoing field. It's still a field that's being developed, whereas classic Code NLP, you know, is a done deal in a sense of its development. Bandler and Grinder, 1972 through to 1979. How did New Code NLP came about? Well, John Grinder, as the co-creator of NLP, was reviewing the patterning that he had developed and coded with Richard. And it took roughly 9 years putting that together. And then when you have hindsight of 9 years of practice and development, if you look back on anything, you would have probably done certain things differently. And John was of that opinion that as efficient and effective as New Code NLP was as a change technology, there were flaws in the patterning. And he sought to correct some of the mistakes that he had made in the coding of the classic NLP, and things that he was aware of but didn't code. So new code is the updated version of classic code, which is continually now extending. So what is the differences? Well, firstly, the new code NLP is known to be more ecological in the sense that, in the sense that it engages the unconscious mind, on different levels to ratify any change that occurs, in a client coaching context, but also as the main locus of the resources, that are applied to the change work. So it's digging deep into the unconscious mind to provide and find resources for change rather than consciously attempting to reprogram yourself as you do in the classic code. It's a conscious reprogramming exercise. And John Grinder is famous for a saying, with the classic code NLP, what you're doing is you're turning unhappy robots into happy robots. So people tend to be content with a change, but they're not tapping in to their true genius or natural brilliance, which sits within the unconscious mind. So in that sense, the update here is you're not reprogramming yourself consciously, you're building a relationship with your unconscious mind using new code NLP formats, to find and access resources to you that you perhaps didn't even know that you had. So that's one difference. State is a big thing in new code NLP. We have many, many methods for helping people find optimal states for different activities and perhaps different scenarios where their state, has been of a lower quality and thus their performance. John Grinder is famous for another saying is the problem is never the problem. The problem is always the state you enter the context of that problem in. Now, if you think about that, it's so accurate. Where some days, because you have access to a resource state, you can do anything and problems are not visible to you because you are performing at a high level. Other days, the problem becomes a massive challenge. So, just by using state enhancement optimization, your opportunities to wipe out previous challenges where your states were of a lower quality. So there are two distinctions in new code NLP that makes it different from classic code NLP. Also, it works at a higher logical level. So what does that mean? So classic code NLP works on behavior, outcome. So you consciously work on the outcome. New code NLP generally works at an intention level, which is an outcome significantly at a higher logical level than the actual outcome itself when you use intention. Intention incorporates multiple outcomes and values. So new code NLP is all about engaging your conscious and unconscious mind for high performance. New code NLP is all about developing personal congruency and developing yourself, to move forward in your life in a way that's very, very true to yourself. New code NLP applied for coaching really is a revolution, I think. Whereas many coaching models out there are a left brain, linear outcome and list setting process. Of course, that type of coaching and structured thinking is very good for getting things done on the everyday basis. But if you go to a much higher level where people really want to challenge themselves to break through barriers and go to levels perhaps that they haven't yet perceived for themselves, this is where new code NLP comes in as a gem because it digs deep into to the unconscious to pull out amazing resources. And people are stunned at what they can achieve. You know, so we're delighted really to, if you like, in terms of NLP coaching, to be leading the field with New Code NLP. You know, so New Code NLP is the updated version of classic NLP. So we are, as I say, we're delighted to be leading that field, applying all these patterns, you know, to people on our courses who in turn take New Code NLP out there to the world to make the world a better place. So it's been a pleasure to share a little bit about the evolution, if you like, of New Code NLP in its training formats, what it is and how it works. It's been a pleasure to interact with you on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Michael Carroll here, signing out. Bye for now.